What's up, sisters? Welcome to the Period Whisperer podcast. I'm Bria. I'm your host. If you're new, I'm so happy you are here. I'm your perimenopause and menopause sister, your holistic trainer, hormone specialist, translator of your female body. I'm a recovering people pleaser and hustle addict turned body whisperer and hormone decoder. And I am here to help you de-stress your body, decode what it is saying, become the CEO of it, and own your own health, energy, and weight loss again. This show is for you, the overwhelmed, overworked, underappreciated step woman who dreams of a body they feel strong, energetic, and sane in. The woman who knows that she shouldn't just wave the white aging flag and believes in a body and life of peace, love, and purpose. But you don't just know how to get there yet. So if you are stuck in your body, your energy, your life, you are in the right spot. Let's lean in and learn what our bodies are saying to us. Hey sisters, how are you feeling in your body today? It's Bria here, your period whisperer and fellow perimenopause struggler. So happy to have you on the podcast. It is episode 70, and I want to just take a quick minute to thank you guys for showing up here, for being a part of this journey, for choosing to recognize that we shouldn't feel this way in our body and taking that first step to feel differently, which is really about bringing awareness to how you're feeling. And I want to talk about that today, but I want to thank you all, so many of you guys for your reviews, for tagging me, listening to the episode. And for those of you who haven't caught the episodes where I've talked about this right now, if you are wanting access to one of my products for free, where it is my mini meditation hormone healing series. And I created this series because one of the things that has always really helped me is a daily mindset focus on why I'm shifting my hormones, on what I can do to shift my hormones, on how I'm truly feeling in my body, which is what the perimenopause or what the Period Whisperer podcast is really about. It's about teaching us to calm the chaos in our body, know our body, and hear what she is saying to us. So we stop looking outside of us for answers that are just Band-Aids not working and start turning into what it is. So if you have 2 seconds, 2 minutes to rate and review this podcast on iTunes or Spotify, or, take a quick picture of you listening to it, tag it, share it with a friend, let me know that you're out there, and send me your email address. I will send you all 3 of my mini meditation series so that you can listen to them too on your walks, whether it's first thing in the morning or after your meals, or whether you're folding laundry or in the shower or in the car. It's a really powerful tool that has always helped me to stay on track. But today I want to dive a little bit more deeply into intangible things that we need to make changes in our life. Again, if we know that we're in perimenopause because of the way we have lived up until now, and because of the stress in our life that we can't always control, right? We can't control, things that happen with our children, our spouse, our families, our parents, our work. We can learn to manage it as best as possible, but we can't change it. Life has stress coming at us. We can change our habits that add stress to our lives. But as everyone knows, change is hard. We already have these really full schedules. And I remember when I was in, my peak hormonal chaos. I was 37. I could not figure out why I was so exhausted all of a sudden when my alarm went off early in the morning, why I could push myself through an intense workout, and yet my clothes were getting tighter and my cravings were getting worse. And I could, even with a 20-minute cat nap in the afternoon, if I sat down at 7:30 at night, I would fall asleep. I couldn't watch any shows with my kids or my family. And, it starts to get a little depressing when you're just looking forward to going to bed at night, or you don't have the brain power because you have this fog consuming you, or digestive issues sucking your energy, or you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize yourself. All of these things were starting to happen to me, along with moodiness and skin irritation and digestive issues, and they were weighing me down, like both physically and mentally. I know you guys understand what that feels like. And, I would learn something as I was diving deep into female hormones and my next certification around understanding female hormones and fitness on the female hormones and nutrition on the female hormones, and why there are parts of the world where perimenopause symptoms don't really exist. I would, start my week with a new tool with the best intention. But, come Thursday, I was so tired or busy or bogged down that I would honestly almost forget this plan or this strategy that I had, even if I set little alarms for myself, right? So for example, I would know, okay, I know that gluten is known for creating brain fog. Not that we all have gluten sensitivities, but there are certain foods that we know cause inflammation or irritate inflammation. So if your body is in inflammation, you may not have an intolerance to gluten or dairy, but it will irritate the problem if it's already there, right? Like if you have an open wound and something irritates that wound, it will get worse. So one of the most powerful things that I began to do that really helped me was to create a daily morning habit when I woke up and I had energy of being a part of content or taking in information or being a part of a community that reminded me of what my body should feel like. Because a lot of the issue we run into is this has been a slow burn, right? It's like that saying, how do you cook a frog? Like you stick it in a warm pot and then you turn up the water and they don't even realize they're being boiled alive. That's a really horrific example, I know, but I guess it's true. I don't eat frog or any animal, but that's another story. So the point is that we don't always realize how bad we actually feel because we start to get used to it since it's that slow burn into discomfort, right? We know if we have acute pain, like pain that comes out of nowhere, we're pretty aware of the severity of that pain. But if we've been slowly sinking into this hormone imbalance and the stressors of our life and inflammation, we don't even remember how good we can actually feel. And the same goes for our typical habits. I would, start my day pretty clearly and, I'm emptying my kids' lunch boxes and eating the leftover goldfish or sandwich crusts. And I'm like, what? I'm not supposed to do this. So on a very simple, ridiculous level, I was forgetting that I didn't do that anymore. And that didn't even account for the regular cravings I was having to try to accommodate for that. So I would actually forget, and this is something we do. And the skill that helped me, or the habit that really helped me with that, was starting early in the day when I had energy, following only people who focused on this change that I wanted to change for myself, listening to podcasts or meditations or audiobooks that were focused in this area to keep me remembering and surrounded by the energy that my body should feel good, my body deserves love and respect and kindness, and that I get to control that. Nutritional tips or, hormone hacks and better understanding the female body was a really empowering piece, or checking in, being a part of other communities where, women are going through menopause. Because that brings me to the second point, is that we sort of accept this menopause or perimenopause or these feelings that we're having as the norm, as something we can't change. I can't tell you how often I talk to women who are like, oh yeah, tell me about it, hormones. And although, yeah, it obviously is our hormones that are causing, hot flashes and night sweats and digestive issues or crazy PMS, like that is the result of that. But we actually don't have to just lay down and accept this to be true, this is how we're supposed to feel. We get to change that and control that. It's not just how our body is supposed to go. We just need to be educated and understand this more. So we hang out with our friends and everyone just accepts that this is what it is. Or we hang out with our friends and we're finally feeling happy because we're getting some pleasure and joy in our life. And we don't even think to share this topic. So we really need others, for one, for us to not feel alone in the discomfort that we're having. And two, to realize that there are other ways and what else is possible, right? One of the most powerful things that helped me a lot was, again, being a part of a community of women who cared about feeling amazing in their bodies and were actually seeing results that way, right? Because when we're surrounded by people who aren't doing anything, it's really easy for us to accept that as just the word, just the rule. Oh, this is just how we feel in our 40s and 50s. But when we're surrounded by people who have done the darn thing, who've made the changes, who've tried the things and are getting results, we begin to see what is possible for us. So it's important that we start to expand our network. We always hear that saying where it's like you're the sum of the 5 people you hang around with. Well, the truth is that 90% of us in the 40 and 50-year-old window, who are the people we're around? Well, a spouse, and unless you're in, a lesbian couple, your spouse is male and they're not going through this, and you're around your kids and they're not going through this, and your parents and they're not going through this. So most of the time we're around people who are not going through what we're going through. And so we slide into their habits, or we are like, whatever, it's not a big deal. But if you want to change, you have to be surrounded by people who are also changing, who also value what you're going through, understand it to validate it, and show you what is possible. So that next step is not only taking control of your own mindset by listening to something every day or focusing on educating yourself every single day, but all on the actual strategy of what can help you, but also surrounding yourself with people so that you don't feel alone. And then you can begin to see what is possible for you, which leads into that next step, which is letting it go, right? When we get really consumed by food and fitness, when that's all we're thinking about all day long, because those are the tools we're told are heal our hormones and help us feel better and help us lose weight, then it's really hard to get away from those things. If it's really hard to not be consumed by thinking about how much did I move and how much did I eat and should I eat this or shouldn't I eat this, and this is good food and this is bad food, and it becomes all consuming. And a big thing that always really smacked me in the face was, if the joy I find in the day is in my morning coffee or my evening wine or my afternoon sugar fix, gosh, it's kind of time for me to get a new life. And I mean this in the most kind way, but there is so much richness in life. And if the only way we're looking for it to soothe ourselves and feel happy is in our food and substances, then it's time for us to look and spread our net a little bit more widely. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Look, I appreciate treats and celebrations and cocktails like anyone else, but they should be consumed in joy in a moment of celebration, not as a daily treat for how we like to get through our day. And that's always a big indicator for me when I'm struggling, when I'm low, if I'm looking for substances to make myself feel better. And of course, the final step that is really so critical is having clear-cut support. There is a strategy that is somewhat what I'd like to call cookie cutter, that absolutely helps us heal the imbalance and heal the inflammation in our body. There's absolutely a strategy. And if you listen to the podcast, you'll hear me break it down throughout many episodes. This is what my P4 formula is all about. It's giving you that really clear strategy, but two things. One, you still have to have the mindset and the motivation and the support to follow through on that strategy. And two, we're only cookie cutter to a point. We all have different lifestyles. We all have different work schedules. We all have, different stressors and experiences and past traumas. And so we do need to have an educated place, a trusted space to get your questions answered. And this is why, for me, I have always invested in having a coach or a higher education is so that I can have someone I can trust who has proof or receipts that they are living a healthier or more fit, or they're further along in their journey than I am. Or they have that education, they've been able to help other people. So it's so valuable to have a coach. So these are my key steps that are really intangible, but so critical to helping us follow through, right? Here we are, it's the third week of January, and a lot of us, have already started the first week strong with all of our commitments to our health and our commitments to our goals, and fallen flat. And when we know whether your goal is deeper passion in love, or, deeper connection with your children, or, feeling better in your clothes, in weight loss and energy, or making more money and being more successful, whatever your goal might be, your health and how you feel in your body, and I know this to be true because it's how I feel, will limit you. It will be the wind at your back that helps you get to that next level, or it will keep you from wanting to go out on date nights with your partner, or wear something that feels really good in your body, or play with your children and have the energy to do that. It will keep you from having the confidence and the trust in yourself to be able to go after that next, create that side hustle, or go after that next promotion in your career, and it will absolutely, keep you from feeling good and consume your time if you're thinking about your body. We talked about this in the last episode. This is why I am launching and have created the Perimenopause Posse. It was my way to bring about these 3 key pieces that have been pivotal for my results and so many of my clients' results, right? The reason my clients one-on-one really get results is, one, because they invest in themselves, right? They've now committed and invested time and money that they're showing up every day. They have me there to give them that clear strategy and keep them on their path. And to remind them that, yes, they are on this path, and they have that mindset piece and that connection with someone else to get there. But I know that one-on-one coaching is not available for everyone. It's not for everyone. And so the Perimenopause Posse was my way of giving you 3 key things: a proven female-focused hormone rebalancing framework that you can follow, getting your individual questions actually answered on 4 live monthly coaching calls, so that you can show up live or get your individual question, and giving you that support, and surrounding you with a community of women for connection and support. When you join the Perimenopause Posse, it gives you content in a private site for you to go through. It includes those 4 steps to make balancing your hormones super simple. 30 plus 30 bonus resources and trainings and growing inside to really further your knowledge and results. And those 4 live calls each month, so 1 per week, just like I do with my one-on-one coaches or my one-on-one clients, to get your own questions answered and to keep you accountability. When we want to change, we do need to consume ourselves with it a little bit, and we don't want to be just consumed with food and movement, because those things in our perimenopause years can actually really irritate us further, right? The stress around those things. So we want to bring this back to being super duper simple, right? Having a clear plan that is all encompassing for you. So I really want to encourage you to learn more about the Perimenopause Posse. The link is in the show notes here. Find out about it. It is only $37 a month. You can cancel anytime. And you get my full formula along with my coaching and support, get your questions answered, and you know that you then have this piece taken care of for you. Because I know you. If you're like me, and most of you are, you have big goals for your life. You want to feel fulfilled and at peace and really good. You want to laugh and live and love and not feel stunted by your health, by your insecurities, by your confidence, by your hormones. This piece doesn't have to be this way. So check that out, and don't forget to write a review, to send me a message, send me your email address so that I can send you those mini moving meditations that are going to help you kickstart your day and heal your hormones for free. And reach out, sister, if I can answer anything for you, if you have a specific topic, because strategy only takes us so far. We need to educate ourselves, we need to have a clear plan, and then we need the support and community to get there. Everything is more fun when you're surrounded by people who get you, who are going through what you're going through and can show you what is possible. And I am here at 42 to tell you that I feel better in my body today than I ever have in my life. It is stronger, it is more energized, it is more dependable, it is more consistent, it is more flexible, it is more passionate than it has ever been. So do not spend another day wishing you felt different. This is a simple, affordable way for you to jump in and get the answers and the support in the direction that you need. Okay, sisters, go be more in your life and not just less on a scale, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you so much for joining me on the Period Whisperer podcast. I want to encourage you to reach out to me directly and message me if there are topics or things you're struggling with so we can address those right where you are at. And of course, if you loved this episode, if you learned something, make sure to share it with your friends and please rate and review it wherever you get your podcasts.